So let's take a look at example 5.6.6. We want to graph an absolute value function and use that graph to find the solutions. Now, in this example, it does show how to algebraically do that. And you want to be able to do both, of course. But in this problem, it's asking you to use the graph. So real quick, to graph an absolute value function, what you do is you type something like y equals, and then you type ABS for absolute value, open a parenthesis, and then type x. That's going to give you the basic graph of the absolute value of x. Now for this function, we're just going to edit that to have 3x minus 6. So you can see if you compare the graph here in Desmos to the graph over here in the solution, it's basically the same thing. And if you want to find when the graph of y equals 3x minus 6, the absolute value of that, is equal to 9, then, as we've seen in other videos, we need a second equation where we say y is equal to 9. And remember that, let's zoom in just a little bit if we can. I think that's okay. Remember that when you have two equivalent expressions like this, their graphs will be equal. The equations will be equal when their graphs intersect each other. So when the absolute value function or graph intersects the horizontal line y equals 9, those are our solutions. And we can see very clearly from the graph that it happens in two places. If I click in Desmos near that actual intersection point, it will pop up. This little symbol here will export the point to my expression list over on the left. It does this, and notice I can check the little label box to input, or excuse me, to place the label on the actual graph. The other intersection point is over here at x equals 5, y equals 9. Again, I'll export that to the expression list and add the label. Notice the label colors might be different. If you want to change the colors of the labels so that they match, let's say, you'd need to use this little edit list button at the top, and then click on the color. Let's say we both want them to be green. So you just click that little circle that's purple and then change the color to green, and the label will turn to green. So that is the first part. There are two solutions where the absolute value of 3x minus 6 is equal to 9, and they are at the points x equal -1 and x equal 5. Now, if I zoom out just a little bit for the next part, which is solve the equation absolute value of 3x minus 6 is equal to -2. So here, if we take the equation y equal -2 and graph it, we can see it's down here below, completely below the graph of the absolute value function. And so there is no intersection between that line y equal -2 and the absolute value function. Therefore, there are no solutions to this equation, just like we're told here in our solution in the reading. So that is a quick video on how to enter absolute value functions and then check their solutions using this particular approach. One last comment about why part B doesn't have any solutions. Remember that the absolute value of a number is always its distance from 0, basically, and so it always has to be a positive number. So this expression on the left cannot be a negative number, and that's why there are no solutions to this second equation.